conclusion? Have you tried with your conclusion? Not yet. Not yet, right? Not yet. Because you are busy to eat some snack, right? To snack, to have a dinner in the Bali cafe, right? So okay, so let's discuss our something like the conclusion what we did here. So maybe perhaps you already, I think some of you already run the unit test. So this is my conclusion. A little bit different, right? The conclusion here, because I run the ADFTs for my model in the constant. Then I found the variable actually is I not this my lag for my this my ADF test. This is my ADF test, and this is my result for the list and parents, and this is my result for the KPSS. So I have something like the difficulty part, right, to make a conclusion, because now my ADF shows that my result is I0 because it's significant at 10% and then significant at 1% in first difference. Then list parents 5% in the level and 1% in the first difference. So both series, both unit tests shows that my variable actually is I0, right? Then once I use the KPSS, overturn my result, it shows that my variable is I2 because it's the significance at the level and first difference. Then you will start to ask why this one not reject, right? Because this one is the push now is stationary. You reject it, become not stationary already. So not stationary. So I test until the second difference, the series only stationary. So it means that I have to second difference if the series only induce stationary. So it's called I2, right? I2. So this is my conclusion. Then what you can conclude? So is it I0 or I2? Then in order to solve this, I go to the unparent. So I try to run the unparent. So once you scroll down, you can choose the unparent. Then you can try to run the unparent test. So against the automatic selection, I can choose using the spot information criteria. And I click OK. Once you click OK, then it shows that the result. I think some of you are first time to see the result, right? So this is my result, and also it's exercise for you to read, to understand how to read the result. So this is the result, and then this one is stationary or not stationary? This one I let it to you, okay? Maybe some of you already know. The result actually it shows that it's not stationary in the level because it's smaller, something like it's not significant enough, right? It's not so negative, not that negative, and not that smaller than 0.27, that 10%, and this one also not smaller than 4.45. So it's not stationary at level. This is unparent test. This is a little bit different. And I think I also this another test proposed by unparent 2001. This is the test to complement with the KPSS and also PP and unparent. So based on this test, actually it's a much more something like high power as compared to the KPSS which introduced in 1992 and PP as well as the magnetic diffuser in somewhere in the late 90s, early 1990s, right? So this 2001 is much more high power compared to the previous test. So it shows that my series actually is non-stationary at level. So how about in the first difference, I go to the view again and then go to the standard unit root and first difference it. Then once I click OK, so the test shows that the series actually is I1, right? I1 because it's first difference stationary. So how I make this conclusion is, so this is my conclusion, right? Okay. So there is four different test statistics proposed by and parents. Once I first difference the series, right? We test the equation is a little bit. So the series shows that these two statistics is greater than the critical value. So maybe you say smaller, right? Yeah, smaller than the critical value. And this two is also smaller than the critical value at 1%, right? 1%. So it's stationary at first difference. And is stationary at first difference, and I'm able to reject the rationale at 1%, right? 1%. So it's significant at 1%. So it's I1, right? I1. It's based on the unparent, right? Unparent test. So again, it's conflicting result come out, right? Four different results. So what you can conclude here? So 1, 2 based on I not, then 1 I2, 1 I1. So in this condition, even though I said just now it's I not based on the unpaired panel, based on the ADF and PP. So I would like to conclude that actually my series is I1 is stationary at first difference, right? Stationary at first difference. So because this is proposed in 2001, right? 2001 is already accommodated all the limitations of past. So this one is much more high power compared to the previous. But also there is another school of thought that thinks that if my series already I1, then is my series already I0 by using ADF, it should be I0 already left, right? All I need to go to the much more high power test to come up with the conclusion I2 and I1, right? So this is another argument in the unit test, in unit testing. So it depends on your judgment. So as you observe when we draw the graph, right? Just now is the graph already. When you draw the graph, unit test graph. When you draw the graph already clearly shows that it's something like the non-stationary, right? It have a something like a non-constant mean and time varying variance. So it's very hard to say that actually the series is I0 already, right? So that's why my conclusion is I1 based on this condition. Okay. So now, have you tried your case? Yes. Have you tried? Yes, yes, right? So now, I would like to move to forward to the another thing.